You know what's funny about trust? How easy it is to get. A smile here, a compliment there. Looking into someone's eyes just a second longer than necessary. And boom, they're yours. Her name was Sarah, and she was perfect. Not in the way you're thinking, no. Perfect because she was vulnerable. Successful on the outside, but inside, she was starving for attention, for love, for someone to see her. And I did see her. I saw everything. But here's the thing about me, I'm not the hero of this story. I never was. Let me paint you a picture. Manhattan, corporate event, overpriced champagne, fake laughs, people pretending to care about each other's quarterly reports. I wasn't supposed to be there, but I'd done my homework. I knew Sarah Chun would be there. 32, marketing executive, just made VP. LinkedIn said passionate about innovation. Her Instagram said something else, It said she was alone. Pictures of brunches with girlfriends, gym selfies, motivational quotes about self-love. You know what that means? She was trying to convince herself she was happy. But late at night, I bet she scrolled through couples' photos wondering when it would be her turn. So I watched her. The way she stood slightly apart from the crowd. How she checked her phone every few minutes, hoping for what? A text that never came? How she touched her neck when she was nervous. Then I made my move. I waited until she was alone at the bar. Positioned myself just close enough. Let her notice me first. They always fall harder that way. And when she glanced over, I gave her that smile. You know the one. The I see you and your fascinating smile. Works every single time. I don't normally do this, I said. My voice low, intimate. But I saw you from across the room and I could not introduce myself. A lie, obviously. I always do this. It's calculated. It's chess. But she didn't know that. She just felt her cheeks flush, her pulse quicken. I could practically feel her heart racing. Marcus, I said, extending my hand. Holding her gaze just a beat too long. Sarah, she breathed. And there it was. That spark in her eyes. That hope. Hook. Set. The first date. Oh, the first date. That's where you build the foundation. The illusion. I took her to this little Italian place in the West Village. Not too fancy. You don't want to seem like you're trying too hard. But intimate, candlelit, romantic. I asked about her childhood, her dreams, her fears. And here's the secret. I actually listened. Not because I cared, but because information is power. She told me about her father who left when she was 7, about how she built walls to protect herself, about how she was done with games and wanted something real, perfect. I could work with that. I feel the same way, I said, reaching across the table, taking her hand. I'm tired of superficial connections, of people who don't see me. But you're different, Sarah. I can feel it. Her eyes literally watered. Too easy. By dessert, I was telling her my sob story. Dead mother. Lie. Abusive ex who destroyed my trust. Bigger lie. Dreams of settling down with the right woman. The biggest lie. That night, outside her apartment, I kissed her. Slow. Tender. Like she was precious. Like she was everything. I don't want to rush this, I whispered against her lips. You're too important. She invited me up. Of course she did. Tom made sensual, Paragoso. And that night, I made her feel like a goddess. Every touch deliberate. Every kiss calculated. I memorized what made her gasp, what made her moan, what made her dig her nails into my back. Not because I loved her, but because obsession is more useful than love. By morning, she was mine. 3 months in, I moved into her apartment. Just temporarily, I said. My lease is up and I want to spend every moment with you. She didn't hesitate. Love makes people stupid. 6 months in, I proposed. Rooftop. Sunset. Photographer I hired. By coincidence, capturing every moment. The ring? Financed with her credit card she'd given me for emergencies. She said yes, crying, shaking. Posted it on social media within minutes. Hashtag blessed, hashtag forever love, hashtag he is the one. Little did she know, I'd already drained $47,000 from her savings account. Small transfers. Nothing she'd notice while she was floating on cloud 9. But I wasn't done. I convinced her to add me to her investment accounts. We're getting married, baby. What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine, right? Kissing her neck. Distracting her with passion while she signed the documents. I got her to co-sign a business loan for my consulting firm. $150,000, a firm that didn't exist. I isolated her from her friends. Subtly, they don't understand what we have. Did you see the way Jessica looked at me? I think she's jealous of us. Plant the seeds. Watch them grow. I made her doubt herself. Are you sure that's what happened? You seem stressed lately, baby. Maybe you're imagining things. Gaslight, manipulate, control. And through it all, I was the perfect fiancé. Flowers on Fridays. Love notes. Incredible sex that kept her addicted to me. By the time she realized what was happening, I'd taken everything. It all fell apart on a Tuesday. I got sloppy. Left my phone unlocked. She saw the messages from my wife. Oh yeah. Did I forget to mention that? I was married. Still am, actually. 3 kids in New Jersey. Soccer practice and PTA meetings. Sarah was number ... What, 7? 8? I lose count. The look on her face when she confronted me? Pure devastation. Like I'd reached into her chest and ripped out her heart. Who is she? Sarah screamed, phone shaking in her hands. Who is Amanda? I didn't even try to lie this time. What was the point? I'd gotten what I needed. My wife, I said simply. Watching her world shatter, she collapsed. Literally. Fell to her knees, sobbing, hyperventilating. It was almost ... pathetic. You said you loved me, she choked out. You proposed we were going to get married? I laughed.
Here are the latest figures. As you can see, the projections have shifted
Come on,
slightly
Sarah.
due to the new market
You're
data.
smarter than that. Or at least, I thought you were. That's when she ran to her laptop. Checked her accounts. Watched her face go from broken to destroyed when she saw the zeros. All those zeros ... gone. You stole from me? Everything? I prefer to think of it as a transaction. You wanted love. I wanted money. We both got something out of it. I grabbed my already packed bag. I'd been preparing for this moment for weeks and headed for the door. Wait, she screamed. You can't just leave. I'll call the police. You'll what? You gave me access to everything. You signed the documents. You'll spend years in court trying to prove I manipulated you, and in the end, you'll get nothing. Because I'm good at this, Sarah. Very good. I walked out. Never looked back. You want to know what happened to Sarah? She tried to fight. Filed police reports. Hired lawyers. But I'd covered my tracks. Everything was legal, technically. Manipulative, sure. Evil? Maybe. But legal. She lost her apartment. Couldn't afford it after I drained her accounts. Had to move back in with her sister. Lost her job too? Depression. Anxiety. Couldn't focus. Her perfect career? Destroyed. Last I heard, she's in therapy 3 times a week. Trust issues. Can't even look at men without having panic attacks. And me? I'm already working on number 9. Blonde this time. Lawyer. Recently divorced. Very vulnerable. You're probably judging me right now. Thinking I'm a monster, and maybe I am. But here's what I know about people, about love. It makes you blind. It makes you ignore red flags. It makes you believe what you want to believe. Sarah ignored so many signs. How I never introduced her to my family. How I was vague about my work. How I love-bombed her in the beginning, then slowly took control. She chose to trust me. She chose to ignore her instincts. So who's really to blame here? They say love conquers all, but sometimes love destroys everything. And the scariest part, I'm not special. There are thousands of me out there. In your city, in your office, maybe sitting next to you right now. So next time you feel that spark, that connection that seems too good to be true, maybe ... just maybe, it is.